Today I'm going to be sharing with you some CDs from my collection. And we're going to start with a really interesting one. This is Beck's The Information. And there's another version of this cover where it's kind of like a silhouette, I think, of him, I'm assuming. But this version has little designs for every one of the songs, like for Straits' Apparition. There's some little ghosts. And what else? I'm looking at this backwards in the camera. No Complaints. Cell Phone's Dead. I Think I'm in Love, with some dirty sticker residue here. Nausea. But that's not the only interesting thing about this CD. Case and version, I guess you could say. So here's the insert, I guess you would call it, but inside there are stickers. And I got this used, so it's really cool that the stickers are still in here. I think some of them have been taken off, but maybe not any. I don't know. I don't remember. But look, there's so many. There's Beck with his guitar, a tree, a cloud. And that's just one. There's also, oh yes, some of them are used, see. But whoever had this left some of them, and that's really cool. This is a big fold out. Look at all these. So yeah, I guess there's like 8 sheets of them, I guess. And whoever had it only used one. And not even the whole thing. So shout out to whoever had this CD before me. I'm trying to put it back in. I'll do that later. A lot of these CDs that I'm going to show you, I actually got a few months ago when I went on a road trip to Tennessee, and we went to this really cool record store there. And I got a lot of different CDs that I've been wanting for a long time. This is the Breeders', I think it's just called Safari, isn't it? Yes. Safari. And my dad actually pointed this one out to me. I love the Breeders, but somehow I missed it in the Bees, so I almost didn't get this one. Look at the cute little colorful elephants on the front here. This one just has Do You Love Me Now, Don't Call Home, Safari, and So Sad About Us. This next one I've had, I think, since high school. Like I said in my video, my 2 videos showing my vinyl, a lot of these CDs and records I acquired in high school. And this is one of them. Or at least I got my vinyl version of this in high school. I don't know if I got the CD in high school or not, but I used to be pretty crazy for this album. Not so much anymore, but I do still enjoy it. There's the little cake topper guys. So this is Let It Bleed, obviously, by the Rolling Stones. Here's another that I got from that record store in Tennessee. I don't know if that's a good sound. Probably this is better. This is Whoa Nelly. I haven't listened to this whole thing yet. Oh look. Check condition. The condition was fine. But the songs on here that I do know I really like. Obviously, I'm Like a Bird, everyone knows that song. Shit on the Radio, and what's the other one? Trying to Find a Way is really good, so I'm sure if I actually listen to this whole thing, I'll really like it, but I just haven't gotten a chance yet. This is Lucy Ford, or the Lucy Ford EP, I think is what it's officially called. No, the Atmosphere EPs. Lucy Ford is what it is. Another that I was really obsessed with in high school. This one has 15 songs on it, and they're all pretty good. This is a rap album. Really interesting cover art. It's dark. I like the colors. These next two were my parents. I say were because I've kind of taken them permanently. There was a big truck or something. It's Only Love and Only Rock and Roll. They're like compilation CDs. And these were kind of like my introduction to a lot of 80s music, I would say, because my mom, I think, mostly would just play this in the car because obviously she knew a lot of the songs and I got hooked on them. The 80s decade, like, for music is my favorite. That made no sense. 80s music is my favorite musical decade. Only Rock and Roll is definitely my favorite of the two, and some songs on it are Shake It Up, Owner of a Lonely Heart, I Feel For You by Shaka Khan, a classic. I Can't Go For That, Gloria, I also love Gloria by Laura Branigan, Centerfold, Heartbreaker by Pat Benatar, Call Me by Blondie, The Glamorous Life by Sheila E. It's just a lot of absolute bangers that I was introduced to probably when I was about 10 by that CD. This one I like less because, you know, rock and roll, love, obviously. This one has Waiting for a Girl Like You, Edge of 17, Drive by The Cars, Biggest Part of Me by Ambrosia, Only the Lonely by The Motels, All Out of Love by Air Supply. Yeah, I don't even know all of them on this album, so I think I would pick and choose with this one. I definitely really like Drive by The Cars though. Here's another album that I think the art is really appealing to look at. It kind of reminds me of Mondrian. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name, but the artist who makes the block primary color art. If you had red, this would be primary colors, but I think it looks really good. It's just, I don't know if you'd call it minimalist. I don't know. I don't know the definitions of these things that I'm saying. Okay, here's Tom, looking like a bad boy. I've been watching a lot of movies lately, and it's so fun to see him pop up in a movie, because usually you're not expecting him to, and there he is. I think the last one I saw him in was the 1992 Dracula movie, and then also the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus, I think it's called. He's in that one as well. He's the bad guy. My favorite songs on this one are, oh, also look at the little rainbow. I think that's just an Island Records thing, but Clap Hands, I'm trying to read them backwards. Diamonds and Gold, I really like. What's the other one? There's one more that I really like. Oh, Union Square, of course. I also like Ninth and Hennepin. That one's creepy, but cool. Here's a really interesting CD. This is like a velvety texture. It kind of gets red, furry stuff everywhere, but it's really cool. This is Beach House Depression Cherry. Even the song titles on the back are within the red velvety stuff. So yeah. Oh, also it's kind of hairy. I don't know if you can see that. It has some hair stuck to it. It happens. Here is At Home with Screamin' Jay Hawkins. Oops, I just bumped my pile of CDs. This one has a lot of good songs by him. I don't believe this is a compilation. Yeah, I don't think it is. Oh, the version I have has bonus tracks. That's why I'm getting confused, because there's just so many on here. But it has I Love Paris, I Put a Spell on You, Swing Low, Sweet Cherry. It's probably my favorite of his. And You Made Me Love You, I Didn't Want to Do It, I also really like. Again, oh, you can see the reflection in the camera. Another album that I really enjoy the art. Here's a classic, Rumors by Fleetwood Mac. My little brother and I actually tried to recreate this album cover because we have, I don't know what the game is called, but there's balls like this that are attached by a string and you try and toss them over the like PVC pipe thing. I don't know. If you know what I'm talking about, please comment what it's called, but you like fling them and try and loop them around the, I don't even know what you would call it. Anyway, we have things like this, so I put them on my belt, and we took a skateboard right here. I think he was like holding a baseball, or I was, I don't know. But it didn't go that well, but it was funny. My favorite on here is probably, I really like You Make Loving Fun and Secondhand News. Yeah, those are my two favorites. Gold Dust Woman, also really good. Here is the Dylan album with my favorite Dylan song on it. My favorite Dylan song is Joey. How long is Joey? Like, is it like 11 minutes? It's around 10, I think, but I listen to the whole thing every time. There he is in his whatever phase you want to call this. I also really like Black Diamond Bay. I was obsessed with that song in high school. Here's Harvest by Neil Young. Something strange going on here, I don't know what. Some scuffing. The first song on here, Out on the Weekend, is maybe my favorite Neil Young song. I also love Are You Ready for the Country? And Words Between the Lines of Age. I probably need to listen to this one again. I haven't listened to it in its entirety in a long time. Here's another CD that I kind of took from my parents that, again, acquainted me with some 80s music. This has Good Times by Chic, I'm Your Boogeyman, Best of My Love, I Will Survive, YMCA, If I Can't Have You, Ladies Night, Shake Your Groove Thing, Don't Leave Me This Way, Got to Be Real is my favorite, We Are Family, and Last Dance. So a pretty solid disco compilation. Here is an album that lived in my car's CD player. I have 6 spots and it can alternate. the discs, and this one like stayed in there, had a reserved spot. There's like 2 or 3 albums that are always in there. This used to be one of them. Electric Warrior has like never left my player, even though I don't play it that often. And usually whatever album I'm obsessed with like for the year is in there. But this one is so fun. I think everyone should listen to Midnight Vultures by Beck. There's the camera. Where's it? Okay, there we go. Again, look how colorful and fun this album is. Yeah, if you haven't heard this album, then listen to it. Especially if you like don't like Beck's new stuff that's coming out. Listen to Midnight Vultures. X-Files, the album. This is the album from the first movie. It has songs by Filter, The Cure, Bjork, who else? Soul Coughing, of course. Ween. Oh yes, this is how I discovered the Ween song Beacon Light, which I really like. Foo Fighters. And then of course the X-Files theme, like another version of it. Another album I haven't listened to in a while. There's the camera. This is the Velvet Underground's eponymous record. They might have had more than one, I'm not sure, but I don't think they did. I think this is it. Candy Says, What Goes On, Some Kind of Love, Pale Blue Eyes, Jesus, Beginning to See the Light, I'm Set Free, That's the Story of My Life, The Murder Mystery, and After Hours. I hope I got all of those right. I think I did, because I used to be very familiar with them. The Murder Mystery is really cool, and I also, of all these, After Hours is definitely my favorite. But also, Candy Says is pretty as well. Ooh, here's an album I got on a road trip as well from another record store that's not my home record store. And this was actually on a road trip we went on to see Beck. And this is my first Tom Waits album I got. This is Nighthawks at the Diner. And it's all live with classic Tom Waits banter. My favorite track on here is actually one where he's just talking. It's the intro to Better Off Without a Wife, I'm pretty sure. He's hilarious. Here's another that I acquired on that road trip, the most recent one. This is Win the Pawn by Fiona Apple. I think if I had to pick a favorite on here, it would be... Well, I probably couldn't pick a favorite because I like Limp, Paper Bag, A Mistake, Fast as You Can, Get Gone, and I Know, which is 6 out of 10. Like, I like all of those equally. So this is another one that if you haven't heard it, I would definitely say you should listen to it. This was my first Bob Dylan album, I'm pretty sure. Well, actually, my first 2 vinyl records I ever got. Freewheelin' was my first, but this is my first that I listened to nearly religiously, I guess, when I was in high school. Very young Bob. Kind of like smoldering there. Yeah. All classics. Yes, another that you should listen to if you haven't heard it. Here's Dire Straits' eponymous album. This is another one that lived in my car CD player for a while too. There's Mark and the boys. Sorry boys, I don't know you as well as Mark. Mark, David, John, and Pick. How could you forget Pick Withers on the drums? I love every song on here, but Lions is probably my favorite just because of how it closes out the album and the beginning guitar solo of that song I really love. The last one I have to share with you is the eponymous album of Garbage. This is one that I got on the Tennessee road trip from the same record store. All of them were used, which I love getting used CDs just because I'm vegan, but I'm also just love to not have to buy new stuff. Like, recycling is my hobby. So this one has some very young Garbage members, and my favorite songs on here are Super Vixen, Queer, Only Happy When It Rains, Not My Idea, Stupid Girl, and Milk. I kind of like Milk. What is the inside? Is the CD? Oh yes, I'm glad I opened it. I hadn't been opening many of the last ones, darn. That's what I was forgetting to do, was show you guys the inserts. I'll make sure to do that with the next video because I have 2 more stacks of like 20 CDs to share. Oh, look at them. They're like tired of Shirley or something. Yeah. So there you have it. I'm sorry I forgot to show you the insides of them. Ugh. Well, next time, the next set that I film, I'll make sure to open them and we'll explore. Thanks for watching. I know it's been a while, so I thought maybe you guys would like to see some more of my music collection because it seems like the vinyl record video, at least the second one, is everybody's favorite. And it just hit like 1,000 views, so thanks for that, and thanks for watching this video. And if you like these kind of videos, I'll be doing 2 more, at least, CD videos. So I'll see you next time.